All righty. All right. I think we are rolling. Uh,
Awesome.
I've never had somebody redirect their audience, so should be interesting. All right, we got some folks coming. I think it worked. Maybe, maybe not. Hey, we got people here. Awesome. Awesome. Cool guys. Thank you for hopping over here or continuing to watch, I guess, from Josh's live stream. I've got Ronnie Knuckles here, Spearcrest
Hey guys.
Digital, and we're gonna chit chat about the new website, about website stuff in general, and just kind of go through a few things. So yeah, we'll see. We got Dylan. What's going on, sir? Glad to have you here. What's up, Tipido? What's up, sir? Glad to have you. J Pro, we make the jump, dude. I've never I've never sent an audience and I've never received an audience, so this
I
is
didn't know
cool.
you could do that, man. That's cool.
Yeah, I know you can do that with like TikTok and stuff, but
Mm.
I had to right before this I had to go and change my settings to be able to allow somebody to send their audience, I guess. So that's
That's
cool.
interesting. Yeah.
Wally gone, yes sir. I'm bringing the rocks. There you go. I think Josh was talking about a guy who was trying to mess with him, saying that a dumpster he got for free was somebody else's, and they wanted it back. And so there was some
Oh, dang.
talking about kicking some rocks, or I think that was
Uh,
tell that guy to kick some rocks. So,
I didn't
um,
catch any of Josh's, so I'm out of the loop.
gotcha. Ryan, what's going on, Yo? 2 nights in a row. Oh, dude. Okay, so last
That's
night.
my bad. My bad.
So last night I had it scheduled for 8. I know we had some issues getting things figured out, but I took a nap like right before the live stream, and I was like, you know what? I'm a little tired. I want to be, try to be high energy, at least for me. And so I took a nap. Dude, I woke up at 8:30
Oh, dang.
when it was supposed to start at 8. So my
Yeah, it's on your
wife,
header, bro.
bro, like, oh. So Kara comes in, she's like, there's like 5 people in your live stream just waiting for you, and it's been like 30 minutes. Just like, first of all,
Ryan, we're glad you made it. We're glad you made it to the first one, dude.
so I told those 5 people who I don't even know exactly everybody at that who was there, but like, man, I owe you dinner or something. So we'll do that at some point here. Elite Dumpster Service, what is going on? Hey, bro, excited for this. Awesome, man. Glad to have you here. Very good. We'll go through a couple more comments here. Back road bound. I had to click message link. Huh. So it didn't automatically do it. You just had to press a button or something then? That's interesting. In-laws, dude.
Well, I know in-laws dumpsters. Texas, if I'm right. I think I'm right. I think you're in Houston. We talked a few years ago.
Hmm. Awesome.
Anyway,
You got American AF. Yo. Let's go.
Josh, what's up, man?
Anna, let's go. Gator Dumpsters from San Antonio, Texas. Daniel the man. We're just trying to show up. We're trying to be present, make this happen. Thibodeau, man, I need to put your name on the back of that hat. Whatever you want to do, man. I'm down to let's be the guinea pig, make all the hats happen, and get it going.
You and Josh gonna have a beard length competition at the Lone Star event here in a few weeks.
I mean, we'll see what we can do. I don't
I'm
know.
coming out, dude. Get as much length as you can out of that.
I feel like I'm like kneading dough or something.
You
Like,
could put jewels in there and stuff, dude. You could,
dude,
you know what I'm talking about?
Christmas,
Mm,
my brother-in-law got me the ornaments and then the little
nice.
lights that flash.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was kind of crazy when they'd fall out, but it's pretty fun. So,
I don't know if I could do it, man. I gotta keep it close to the face.
high speed chase, what's going on? Just what? Desperta?
Don't answer. Okay.
I don't even know, but what is going on, sir? Glad to have you here. Thibodeau, man, it was an end screen card. Okay.
That's cool.
Okay. Correct, sir. Okay. So it is the same, sounds like same in-laws.
Yeah.
Ryan Local, Texas Twinkies. Very good. Very good. Vegas Pro Services. What's up, Daniel? Finally, I've been able to catch your live. I still watch them on the road. Oh, cool, dude. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Let me know what your thoughts were if you did catch yesterday's second half of the stream, talking about new truck or keeping my old trucks, thinking about making a possible switch there. If you do catch that, drop me a comment on that live stream. I do check the comments on the live streams even after the fact. So we'll get ahead and get started here in just a second. River Region Rentals in Augusta, Georgia, checking in. Chase, good to see you, man. Very good. Omar Soda, Rafter.
Whoa, what's up, man?
Land Services, Dallas. Nice. Very good. Very good. All right. Last comment here. Ha ha ha. It's taken me 4 years to grow my beard. Daniel literally grew his in 4 days.
It's something about the cornfields, dude. They grow beards like crazy up there.
It's
corn sweat.
Man, last year at the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase, I had just shaved it to like 1 inch all the way around, the whole thing. And so, because I was just so annoyed with it, sometimes you wake up, things are pointing everywhere. It looks like a tumbleweed. And I'm like, it's annoying me. And I probably look like an absolute idiot showing up with a dumpster. So I cut it all off. So I looked like a baby. Probably for me, I looked like a baby showing up to that thing. And so this time I'll show up with something, I guess. So
full Viking. Yeah.
So
you don't make the same mistake twice.
Well, we'll see. So yeah. Caught up on the comments here. So yeah, if we wanted to kind of go through the website a little bit, I do want to touch on something that as somebody who's using DRS or like I can't even think of the other Docket, those types of company software backend, services. I really, it means wake up, dude. Oh my word. Yeah. I figured I'd get some crap for the other night. But I really like DRS, and everybody's got their opinion on DRS Docket. There multiple. It's not just the two. There's other services out there for the tracking, for inventory system, all of those things, payment processing. But to be able to have a really custom catered website that's front facing, that to me it was lacking. When I went with DRS, I already had a website that I had created, which was just atrocious. It wasn't functional at all. And they took basically the images, some of the text, put it on the new website for me through DRS. And that was basically it. And like I said, I love DRS. I love all the features. I love all the back end stuff. That's just, there's a lot to it. And I'm grateful for it. But the front end was they just took what I already had, which was basically nothing. And it worked, but it didn't make sense to me. I felt like. And so reaching out to you, seeing what you already have done with a lot of websites, posting in the groups, just showing how, what you do and how you do it. And really wanted to get the full piece of the pie, everything connected. So, if we want to kind of go through that a little bit, if anybody has any questions about, being able to integrate that with a DRS, with a Docket, that was one of the concerns. How does that even work? How difficult is that to make things connected and all that? We can talk through the experience with getting something set up like that. So, Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's one of the things we see a lot with DRS. And I know the owner of DRS. I'm good friends with him. I've hunted on his ranch. So is Josh. We both know him pretty well. And you're right. Those softwares are both great. I think it really just comes down to preference and what's a better fit for the owner who's using them. But as far as their websites go, and I'll tell this to Jeremy too, their websites lack. But that's not their goal. Their goal is to have a really good software with really good payment processing. And our goal is to build really nice websites and, rank those websites. But we start with building not just good looking websites, but websites that are built as funnels, because in a lot of cases, your website is the first impression that people see of your business in today's world, and I still think that building one-on-one, face-to-face, genuine relationships is the number one way to go. But number two is you need to have a really good online presence in 2024. And that's going to continue to be the case for a number of years. The platform might change in which they're finding you eventually, but they're still going to be finding you online. And so we want to bring the best, industry's best websites that we can and integrate those in with these already awesome CRMs like DRS or Docket, or there's some others out here. I've seen Holler is another one. So we wanted to make it to where we could integrate all those. The good news is that those companies make it super easy to integrate. A lot of times DRS is a little bit more of a little bit more intricate than Docket. Docket makes it super easy. They send you an HTML code and you embed that into the body of the website, and it just automatically kind of does it for you. Whereas with DRS that's a proprietary. It's not on like a WordPress platform or anything like that. It's a proprietary thing, and so it can still be pretty much easily done. But you and I think when we were doing yours, we had to jump through some hoops with them because they've got to put in some DNS records, and I know I'm probably speaking Chinese, but they've got to put in some certain records and stuff on the back end to point to their online booking store. But once it's done, it's easy. And they're very helpful. DRS has always been, anytime we've had to integrate something and maybe it didn't work out just right, I can get on the phone with Maz or any of those people over at DRS, and they get us taken care of within 24 hours. So, but yeah, so I'll share my, I'll share it. Let's see. Might share my whole screen here. I don't know. Oh, no. I'm going to share your website. You seeing that?
Yep. There we go.
Is it taking over the whole thing?
Yep. Mostly, I think there.
Oh, okay.
No, let's have you. However we want to do that. Yeah.
Okay. I can see us down here in the bottom corner. So I'm going to go back and I'll kind of flow through this. So yeah, man, this is your website on a desktop view. We really want to focus on, this is who we are. This is what we do. This is how you get a hold of us right up here at the top. As we scroll down, we use some clean, crisp images. People like forms. Actually, a lot of people fill out forms, even though, a lot of business owners like, that's not my ideal form of communication. I'm like, yeah, well, if a client reaches out to you using a form, wouldn't you rather that be the case than not reach out to you at all? And so we do integrate forms at the top and bottom of every page. A lot of information on here. One of the things that matters to Google is content. So Google really likes somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500 words of keyword-rich content. If you've ever had me do a video for you, I've said that in the video review. Content matters to Google, and you need to have enough of it. And the good thing is that you can chop it up and not make it look like it's this one huge essay. And so we try to do a pretty good job of breaking it up, putting in different sections, but making sure we're meeting the kind of minimum of 1,500 words of content. Talking about where you guys service in Lafayette and Attica and Monticello. As we scroll down here, you can see the dumpster rental options. If you click Learn More, it takes you to the roll-off dumpster rental page. I can get in touch with you, or I can scroll down here and I can hit Book Now. And here we are, DRS. So now we can go through the DRS backend, book that dumpster. It'll remove it from your inventory, and everybody's happy. And so that's how the integration looks. So you get this really kind of high-level website with the same functionality of the DRS booking software. So, and then of course you've got your proprietary dumpster rental quiz. We have the dump trailer rental page. If we go down here and we click book now on this, it will take us to the 17-yard dump trailer rental inside of DRS. And then, so one thing that I'll mention is this is super helpful for. I'm still in the live stream, right? I can't hear you, so I can't see anything. We're still here.
Yep, we're all here.
All right, all right. I just make sure I'm not talking to myself. One thing that's really important for SEO now. I know we're not working on your SEO yet, but one thing that really helps when it comes to ranking in the map is landing pages. Service area landing pages to be specifically. So Google crawls your website through your Google business profile and they see that you have landing pages for your service area. So in this case, you're in Lafayette, Indiana. So we kind of want to paint a picture for Google. Like this is kind of what our service area looks like. And they're going to move you up in the ranking based on what they find in your website and what your website is telling them. Now, a lot of people I see, they got like 50 service area pages. And you can certainly have that. It's not going to kill you to do that. But I would say somewhere between 3 to 8 is kind of the sweet spot. If you go too crazy and you get too far out, it's not really going to help your maps. I would say, go to 3 to 8 area pages, dominate your 15-mile radius in your Google business profile. And then once you're already dominating there, then you go and you spread out and you tackle those other areas via SEO. Anyway, that's just kind of a side note here, but we did create area specific pages for you. Try to use area specific photos, that kind of thing. And then of course, an about us page, people want to know who you are. We talk about what you guys do throughout the site, but they want to kind of know why you do it. And then a contact us page, which is what it is. We don't want to give them too many options here. We want them to call you, fill out a form, or send you an email. So, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to hear your feedback. Obviously, I know you're happy with the site, man. But how are things going with it so far?
Yeah. So there we go. Going back to there. So the and I know on the video that we did just the other day, or I put out the other day, the forms. I know DRS through high level they had their own type of form, but having these forms where they're placed on that homepage and throughout the website, I have gotten, and I should go back and do the numbers, but I believe in the same amount of time comparing DRS's version versus yours and this website, I have gotten more form, name, phone number, email address coming in and light me up. And so I have already with high level and through Zapier, I've already connected the lead form from Duda to through Zapier to Lead Connect. I've already got that connected to where it automatically already responds with a text message as soon as they send in that form. So they're already getting hit immediately with a response from me. Then I start, going and chatting with them back and forth, or they might just call me after they get the text message to go through it because they didn't expect to get such a quick response. So having those forms has been huge. I've closed multiple, many of them. So it's only been a month or so, I think now.
Yeah.
Officially.
Maybe even under a month.
Under a month. Okay.
Like 25 days, something like that.
Yeah, it's been going well. So that has been awesome. And just frankly, my old website, what I had put on there and they came up with, well, they just kind of copy pasted what I had on there, which was not organized, didn't make sense. It didn't flow. Yeah. This website, it flows. It makes sense. There's a process. And seeing the book now, learn more, contact us, like giving opportunities to engage and to jump in. I'm seeing the results. So
it's great, man.
I'm thrilled with it. I'm hyped. So
I am too. I'm hyped for you. It was a cool project. One of the things you'd asked me, like, can you match up our text with our logo text? I'm like, I don't know if we can do that, but like those kind of things I'm really intrigued about though, and we can make it happen. Yeah, I mean, look, the one thing is like you got to remember these clients most of the time are not reading line by line through the website.
Yeah.
They're just not, and if they are, they're probably going to be a huge pain in your butt. But but most of the time they're not, and so but they are scanning it. Like they want to know, what do these guys do? Where are they at? Are they going to service my area or not? And so, but as soon as they get down, once they see what they need to see, they're going for the next call to action button. You know what I mean? And so we try to split that up and pop them throughout the site. And look, dumpster rental and junk removal, those two industries. I'm a junk removal guy originally. I still own a junk removal business. It still exists. I do not run it. I have an operations manager. They actually work out of the same building that the marketing agency runs out of. We're in the offices, and they work in the shop and the lot. But I say that to say I had a lot of those kind of same struggles for a long time. It's how the marketing agency was born. It was born out of the waste industry, and so I was able to kind of bring that knowledge and understanding and mix that in with learning marketing, and it helps us when we go to. It gives us a competitive edge, and it helps us when we go to build and launch a website because I've seen anecdotally what works. Like this worked for my business. I know if it works for mine, it's probably going to work for some others, and that's been true. It works for our clients, and a lot of the times, we see we'll start working SEO for people, and I'm like, hey, dude, it's going to take 6 to 8 months. This is a long term investment. If an SEO guy tells you you're going to get results in 90 days, you're not. I used to tell people that in the beginning when I didn't know what I was saying. But over the years, it's going to take some time. But what we see is we come out with this new website, and then they're like, oh, dude, the SEO is working great. I'm getting so many more calls and forms. And I'm like, no, you just had a bad website, dude. Like you were probably getting a decent amount of traffic, but your website sucked.
A website that doesn't convert. I mean, it just
exactly, man,
scaring people off. It doesn't make sense. That's what I mean, I got people who book dumpsters online, but very, very few. I mean, in comparison with the numbers I was getting, having advertisements, Facebook, Google, all that, like it wasn't much. We're beating that by a bit at this point now. So
that's great.
We do that.
That's what I mean.
So what was that?
No, I was just saying that's what I mean. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a simple website reconfiguration.
Vegas, I'm going to come back to that comment in just a second here. Thibodeau's saying I use Docket and have a blue Crocus, if I'm saying that right, website.
Crocus. It's Louis Vanderbilt.
Okay. I do a lot of SEO on my own. How would that transfer if I switch to another website builder while using the same URL and hosting?
So leave that comment up so I can kind of go through this a little bit at a time. So first of all, Blue Crocus is great. I like Louis. He's a competitor of mine, but he and I are really good friends. Actually, we talk pretty often. So I would need to know: are you using Docket as your website provider, or are you just using them as the CRM provider? And if you're not using Docket as your website host, and I'm assuming if you're using Louis for SEO, then Louis built your website on Duda. So I would need to know that before I can answer that second part of that question. I'd really need to know where you're hosted at and what your website's on. So let's see. How would that transfer if I switch to another website builder while using the same URL and hosting? Yeah, I would need to know that first answer. But then I can answer that for you pretty easily.
We got Josh, Ronnie. What do you think some of the major changes are coming around the corner with regards to AI search, AI chatbots, etc.? And what do you suggest we should start doing to keep up with the Google AI trends?
That's a really good question, and it's AI. I actually had a good conversation with a mentor of mine about what is, there's a lot of conversation like, is it SEO is going to die eventually? And I think SEO is going to shift because of AI. And I think that this platform, Google, which kind of controls everything right now, is eventually going to shatter. And SEO agencies are going to need to have a good understanding of AI and how it's going to work and how to get our clients ranking, not just on Google, but a number of different, you're seeing them pop up now, DuckDuckGo. Bing is somehow making a comeback. Like it's starting to fracture a little bit. Google still owns like 87% of the market, but that's down from like 95% 3 years ago. So we're starting to see it fracture. Eventually, it's going to get there. And I'm building this for you, Josh. I'm kind of framing this out for you. AI in regard to search right now still relies on search engine data. And in fact, AI gets most of its data from search engines. Google specifically is the big one. When you think about ChatGPT, most of its data is just a collective, it's a collective brain of the data that's on Google. And it's kind of limited into its ability to speak that out. Over time, that's going to expand and encapsulate all search engines, all social media. It's going to get kind of wild. I do think, in regard to what we do in the junk removal dumpster rental industry, and as it relates to search, the methods that keep you ranking high, that are currently working to keep you ranking high, are going to continue to work in that way. I think that there are a lot of AI tools that you could probably leverage in your business that you might not be leveraging now. I also think there are AI tools that sound enticing that suck. And like I see people, they'll use like influencers or whatever. They'll use AI on their social media, and then the AI will go through and comment back to people that comment on their posts. That's a cool thing if it sounded natural and if it weren't easily identifiable as AI. I think we're going to get to a place where it's indistinguishable. And so I think what we need to do is really stay diligent and be mindful of the trends. And as those changes begin to come in, we need to know what's good, and it's going to take some research. And then we need to know when the right time is to start kind of moving that and integrating that into our business. My job as a digital marketer is going to be to educate my clients and prospective clients on, hey, this is a good tested tool. I recommend this. Right now, I see people like, well, I just use AI for SEO. And it's like, well, then you probably got bad SEO. Google likes human content. They have AI checkers where they can check whether or not it's AI or if it's human written. Wow. Sometimes that's kind of hard to differentiate. Like if you're a really good writer, Google might say, well, that's AI written. And so you got to humanize it. But you need to, I don't think that the human touch is ever really going to go away. I think it depends on if the search engines one day go, we want AI generated traffic over human traffic, or I'm sorry, AI driven content over human content, then that changes the game. But for now, human content, when it comes to blog posting, when it comes to the content that's on your website, when it comes to backlinking, high quality backlinking matters now. Google rolled out an update in March and said, we'll no longer, in fact, not only will we ignore low quality backlinks, we'll penalize you. We'll actually move you down in the ranking if you're putting low quality backlinks pointing to your website. So for us, it shifted from we need to get a lot of backlinks to who cares about how many we have. We need to have really good quality backlinks. And so AI is not going to do that. AI is going to, you may be able to give it some parameters like, find me 15 backlinks with a domain rating of over 50. And it might get you domain rating over 50 backlinks, but they might not be industry related. Whereas when you work with a human company, we're going out, we're researching backlinks in your market specifically. But I think AI is going to get there, Josh. I know I'm not really answering your question directly, but I'm just trying to build this framework out. I think AI is almost there, but I still think we're a few years away from it really having the power and capability to take over a lot of the when it comes to ranking and what we do specifically when it comes to taking that over and even us as agencies being able to leverage it in that way. We use it for content writing now, and that's something that I think business owners should be doing. If you're not working with a marketing agency, you could be writing a blog. You could have AI draft the framework, and then you go in and humanize it. Go in and write it, but at least then you're not having to come up with all these ideas by yourself. You can use it as an idea generator. And I will be honest about this too. I'm no AI expert, but I do almost have to compete with AI as a marketer, as a digital marketer now, when there's like these new AI tools running out. And the good news is they suck. And so it's easy for us to prove that they suck. But one day they're not going to. One day they're going to be really good, and it's going to change the landscape. And so I think just being mindful and watching those trends. So Josh, I hope that answered your question. I may have went off the rails and talked about something completely different, but
well, that's a whole can of worms to dive into. So yeah,
it is. I think it's going to change the game, man. I think it's going to change our world in a lot of ways.
What is the price range for a new website?
Good question. So that depends on what you want. Typically, so first of all, we have a 9-page minimum. So if you come to me and you're like, I only want 3 pages, you're probably just, not to be rude or whatever, you're probably just not a client for us. I mean, we want to get you set up to where you have what you need out of the gate. And whether or not you sign up for SEO, you have an SEO ready website. And when you decide you want to work with an agency, you're not going to have to go back and pay another $5,000 to get a new website. So let's just assume that you go with a standard package. If you just sign up for a website, 9-page website, it's $2,500. We split that into 2 payments. So it's $1,250. We build out the website. It takes us 4 to 5 weeks. I think we got yours done right at about 5 weeks. And then we collect that second payment at the end of that. So $1,250, and then 4 to 5 weeks later, another $1,250. If you sign up for SEO and you only want the 9-page site, we discount that $2,500, $1,000 down to $1,500. So we'll build you a site that's as high quality as the site you just saw, down to $1,500. Now you do have to sign up for SEO. We don't do any long-term contracts. We do 90-day agreements, and then we go month to month. It's going to take longer than 90 days to rank for sure, but 90 days kind of gets us over that hump. And then as far as what we charge for SEO, I can't answer that because that depends on the market completely. Like Lafayette, Indiana is a lot different than Louisville, Kentucky, which is a lot different than Miami, Florida. And so that's a whole can of worms that we don't need to go down. But so to answer your question, Omar, and I feel like you and I talked not too long ago, but it's $2,500 for the website, split into 2 payments.
Gotcha. Thibodeau, I've had no problems with Lewis. Docket is CRM only. Lewis hosts the site. Lewis is not doing my SEO. Okay.
Is there any way you can pull up his first? Okay, so I'm assuming if Lewis is hosting the site, Lewis probably built it. I just dropped my phone on the floor.
Oh.
So let's see if I can find his URL here. Hang on one second. Thibodeau. I'm assuming that you're in Louisiana somewhere. That sounds like a Cajun name. Thibodeau Services.
He's up in Maine.
He is not anywhere close to Louisiana. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is a Lewis site. This is a Blue Crocus site. Okay. All right. So can you go back to the first question he asked?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. How would that transfer if I switch to another website builder while using the same URL? Okay. So first of all, I would say you're on Duda already, even though Lewis isn't, even though he's not, doing any SEO, you're on a really good website builder already. There's only 2 that we recommend. We recommend WordPress, which if you want a really well-built site on WordPress that's like custom and professional, it's going to be expensive. I see people like, oh, I can get a WordPress site for $4.99. It's like, yeah, it's going to look like 100 other people's website. If you want a custom built website on WordPress, it's going to get really expensive really quick. We like Duda for the fact that we can get you a website for $2,500 that looks better than most WordPress sites, I would say, and performs just as good as with SEO. So you're on a good host. So if you don't have to, I would recommend maybe not switching to another website builder. Maybe just go for a redesign on Duda, because Duda is a great platform. If you do decide that you want to switch, I'll answer this question for you. It would just be a matter of the new builder, or if you're doing it yourself, you'll need to take that. You'll need to reach out to Docket and say, hey, I want to plug this into my new website. I need an HTML code to get this connected to my site. And anytime there's an instant on my site where the word book now book now, exclamation point, all caps, book now. Like give them variations of how you're going to utilize the term book now. Anytime that's used on my website, I want it to pull up my docket store, and they'll generate a code for you and send it back, and then you just copy and paste that code into the body HTML code of the website. If you do that on Duda makes it super easy. If you do that on WordPress, it can get wild. You really need to know what you're doing. So I hope that answered your question. But it's not hard to do. But if you do it on WordPress or you switch to another builder, I can't answer that because we build on Duda primarily. I can tell you how to do it on Duda, and you're already there, and that's a super easy thing to do.
Matt says, my 12-year-old son only uses Bing. I thought that was weird. Is the next generation going to be using Bing?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Gen Z's weird. I don't know. I got two young kids. Maybe. I do know that Bing is making a little bit of a comeback, man. I think they're up to like 8% or 9% of market share. But I don't know. I think Google is still king. I think it depends on, they've got a lot of lawsuits going on right now. I think the federal government is, there's some stuff going on with Google and the federal government. And so I think it just depends. If Google fractures, then Bing might be, Bing has a great opportunity to correct all their previous mistakes and become the go-to. But I don't think we're ever going to get, if Google fractures, I don't think we ever get to where there's this one search engine that everybody uses because of AI. Because AI makes all these search engines equally as powerful. And so then it's going to be more of kind of a free market kind of thing, where it's like, like DuckDuckGo is a good example of this. DuckDuckGo is, we promise never to share your data kind of thing. All your searches are going to be private. And so people really like that. I mean, that entices me. And so it's going to come down to who offers the most value, which search engine offers the most value. And so Bing might do that. So yeah, I don't know, man, but they are on the come up right now.
Thibodeau, Ronnie, what are your favorite AI tools?
So I don't leverage AI a lot. I'll be honest with you. I leverage it for content writing. I really like human touch. Not in a weird way. Okay. Well, I mean, unless it's my wife, but I can tell when something, older people have a hard time distinguishing the difference between AI and like AI. I saw, with the floods in North Carolina recently, there was a picture going around of this little girl floating in a boat, like holding her dog. It was an AI photo, and all these people are like, pray for this girl, and it was like going viral. And it was, older generation people didn't know that it was an AI photo, and younger people are like, hey, this isn't even a real photo. And as a marketer, I'm interact with AI content a lot. And so I'll be honest, I don't use it often because I can tell when something is AI driven. However, I think it's really good for content writing, really good for giving you framework. It's really good for helping you create procedures and SOPs. ChatGPT is what I use, by the way. But you can pop in, there's so many cool filters and stuff you can do with ChatGPT. But I'll give you an example. This is kind of a really an interesting trick here. So we hired a client success manager at Spearcrest Digital. So, when you work with us, we're not just a marketing agency that kind of sits back and you're praying that what we're doing is working. Like, we're engaging with you twice a month. We're going through data, showing you data. So I hired a client success manager, and I had him do his first call. Well, we record all the calls that, they're on Google Meet. And so you can extract the transcript of the conversation in a document. We use Fathom Note Taker. Fathom Note Taker is a great AI tool. It's just taking notes of conversations. So anyway, long story short, it extracts the transcript. I copy the transcript, paste it into ChatGPT, and I said, based on client success best practices, did my client success manager successfully meet the criteria of a successful client success manager? Enter. It read through the whole transcript and said, yes, based on this criteria 1, this criteria 2, this criteria 3, client success manager hit these key points, blah, 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 and said, based on overall assessment, the client success manager held a successful meeting and is pushing the client towards success. So I didn't have to go through and do all this research myself. I was able to leverage AI. By the way, that was my business coach taught me that trick.
Oh,
so I think that we can use these simple tools. We just got to know how to use them. ChatGPT is really the only one I use, and besides like Fathom Note Taker, there's another one called Otter. I've been considering writing a book actually with Lewis. We've kicked around the idea for a long time, but Otter AI, you can, instead of having to sit there and type on my computer, I can just speak my thoughts into Otter AI and it just transcribes it and puts it into bullet points and makes it really nice. So just the simple tools, I think, can really help us.
Got a fun little comment here.
Oh, I love these. Oh. All right, dude. I mean, okay. Well, let's see your website. Put it in the comments. And if your website looks better than mine, I'll send you $50. I'm not gonna. I don't have time for that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fun stuff. Thibodeau, Bluff. I want to get rid of junk removal reference on my website. Okay.
Okay. So is that why you're thinking about switching the over to a different provider? I'd be interested to know. I'm looking at your website right now. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. You've got you've got some junk removal like on your forms and stuff like that. Commercial and office junk removal. So I'm assuming that you're wanting to go strictly junk removal at this point. And by the way, I see that you're veteran owned. Thank you, man. I was in the Marine Corps, and so I always like interacting with and helping vets. So I'm happy to help you out. If you've got some questions outside of this live, if you want to link up with me, I can walk you through how to change that. And we can just have a conversation if you want to do it yourself or whatever. I think if you're going to do it yourself, definitely to the guy that was hating on me a second ago, Duda makes it a lot easier. Okay. So I would definitely make those changes there.
I have a custom site built on Next.js. I don't even know what that is, Next.js, with a custom backend handling orders and availability tied into my dashboard. Anything you can do there?
If it's built well, maybe. I really need to see it. What's the URL to that site? I'll take a look at it and let you know. With the custom backend handling orders and availability. So you've got something similar to like a DRS or a docket that you've set up on your own. I'm guessing high level or something like that, maybe. I'd be interested to see it, and maybe so. I don't know. I'd have to really understand what we're looking at and what's going on. You were making a face there, dude. Did they comment back? Did they drop their URL?
You'll see in a second.
I can't wait.
We have 100% need to make some moves in 2025.
Hey, man, look, listen. We've been dancing. We've been doing the dance, Omar. I'm here, baby. I'm here when you're ready. Okay. I think in 2025, you're already setting yourself up really well, man. And so we'll be here. We'll be here when you're ready, dude. And you're in Dallas, so if you can make it over to the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase, that will be awesome. I'd like to meet you there.
Awesome. Anna, how is it to change my website over from DRS to keep my URL and hosting as I own it, but they redid a website for me when I went with them?
I
mean, that's basically the same thing that we did, right? I mean, just changing that over.
That's my understanding of the comment. So essentially, you own the URL. DRS, they don't own URL, so you should own the URL, and you have that hosted somewhere like GoDaddy or Bluehost or whatever, and then you point that URL to your DRS website, or DRS did this for you. we would just do the same thing. So if we built you a website, we would just need to get into whoever you're hosting it with and just point the DNS records to the new website that we're building. It's pretty easy peasy. And DRS, if we have any issues, like maybe they put in some weird records or something, they help us, redirect. Your face, bro. I know this comment's gonna piss me off.
Oh, we're almost there. Thibodeau, you talk to clients monthly? I haven't heard from Kimberly Lewis since the beginning of summer.
Oh man. Well, yeah, we talk to clients twice a month. I don't want to talk bad about Cameron Lewis, so I'm not going to go down that path. Look, we're not perfect either, dude. I mean, it's not like we're some flawless agency selling you snake oil and we're not going to ever have our human flaws. That's not the case. But one thing, and I'll be honest, we sucked at keeping up with clients, and that's why I hired the client success manager. In the story I told where I was talking about, using AI to tell me whether or not he hit his marks in his conversation. We weren't great at it. It's hard. It's hard when you have a lot of clients to give them an hour worth of your time twice a month. And so I had to hire a guy. And a lot of people don't like that. They're like, oh, you're going to bring me on and then you're just going to hand me off to this dude. And I'm like, I'm one guy, man. I can't, it's not that I don't want to talk with you. It's really hard. And so, yeah, we try to do that twice a month. I mean, what do you want, dude? You want me to give you $5,000? I'm not giving you $5,000. Maybe you got a good site, dude. Maybe you're tricking me and you're baiting me into $5,000. I'm just not going for it. $50 or nothing, bro. $50 or nothing.
The biggest rock too. There you go.
Yeah, I heard it. I hope he does, bro. Thanks, Ronnie.
Josh is 50K if you can show that during any 30-day span your site converted and generated more revenue than the lowest revenue month I've ever had.
What?
Wow.
Okay. I mean, I probably could do that. I had a client have a crazy month last month, almost hit 100K last month. I'm assuming that your lowest month was well under 100K. That's just dumb. I'm not going to argue with you, bro. I'm not going to argue with you. I think you need to go find some dude on Fiverr to take care of you for $50 because that's what it sounds like you're after.
Just kick the rock and now his toe hurts too. Oh man.
These people take care of themselves, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
But look, in all seriousness, I'm not going to drag you. If you ever come around and you have some serious questions, you want to have a serious conversation, I'm serious. I will have that conversation. We don't have to I like to joke with people and rib people. That's just who I am. And I can go after people sometimes and I shouldn't, but I'm dead serious. I will help you even if you're a prick, if you're willing to have a serious conversation. Square website. Will anything be better than what yeah, most things things will be better than what you have. Square is not bad. Square, GoDaddy, Wix, they're all very similar. They're good to get started with. I think it's good to I don't think you need to go spend $2,500 on a website if you're in your first year of business, first 6 months to a year of business. I mean, you don't need to come and work with me. You need to build your website on Square. You need to build it on GoDaddy. You need to build it on Wix. You need to get yourself up to, $10,000 to $15,000 a month in revenue. And then you need to go, okay, well, now I've proven that I can make, $100,000 a year. Maybe I need to go back and invest in this website and kick that up to $300,000 or $400,000 a year. So Square, not a bad start. If you want to build a brand and rank long term, you need to get off of Square.
Anna, I want to see his sites post some so we can see. Yeah.
Let me drop some in the. I'll drop some in our private.
I don't know if she was talking about
our
90s or yours. I don't know which.
I'm gonna pull dumpster rental sites. These guys do dumpsters and junk. Put yours in there, unlimited dumpsters, and then junk at MS. Oh no! Come on, dude. I can look at your face. No.
Sometimes I just smile for no reason. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Did you get those in the chat?
Oh! I'm sorry.
I put them in our private chat.
Yep. At that. You want me to show those, or to?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what she. I'm assuming that's what she's asking.
Oh, present, share. Oh dear, dude, I have about 1,000 tabs, and
oh, she was messing with the other guy. She said.
Okay. Oh. Okay, well, there's other ones we can.
Yeah, I mean, typically they're not going to show you their sites when they're talking that.
They disappear into the.
They worked with a marketing agency that burned them one time, and now they hate all agency owners. And I get it, man. I get it. But the sad part is there's a lot of agencies out there that freaking burn people, dude. And look, we've worked with people before, and we have not communicated well with them, and it's turned into them having those kind of. They had already been burned, and they work with us, and we suck at communicating with them, and then they kind of start to get those same feelings. So, like I said, that's why you have to adapt as a business owner. As a dumpster rental business owner, you've had problems with clients, and you've had to adapt. And sometimes you've had to reflect inwardly and go, okay, that was on me, man. And luckily, I avoided a bad review, but I need to make it right the next time. And that's the same thing. I mean, as a marketing agency, just a lot of agency owners they either don't do that, or they're subbing all their work out overseas. And so they just never correct. What we've done is looked inward and said, man, we kind of sucked at that. We need to adjust fire so that we don't keep burning. We don't want to burn people. We want to give people a high quality service. Yeah. We're American, we're veteran owned. People expect a high level of service. And so that's what we're going to give them. And we can only do that if we build the team.
Ryan, you do only work this industry, or also do sites for other businesses also?
So we're in the home services industry as a whole, but dumpster rental and junk removal are our two primary niches. Those are the two niches that we focus in, and they're kind of they're not the same niche. I get junk removal guys all the time that think they're not. They're two completely separate industries according to Google and everybody else with a brain, but they are waste industry, and we know the waste industry, and so we're kind of well versed in that. But we have, we've built sites for epoxy flooring companies and concrete contractors and just a number of, I couldn't name them all. Restoration company, we're working with the restoration company, and just kind of random things. If it's home service related, I won't work with e-com. I'm not an e-com guy. My website designer can do e-com, but it's a different game. Home services and the trades really are what our focus is.
Anna, American AF just booked the hotel. We will be there on Sunday. Leave Wednesday. Got to see what you guys have to show. Let's go.
We'll be there. We'll have a table set up, and Tim. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, you froze for a second. I didn't know if I was still in there. Yeah, Tim will be there. One of the guys that works for us. He'll be doing free website audits. So whatever your name is, you can come down and get your website audited for free. And I can't remember his name, McFly. You can come down and get that website audited for free. And then I'll be speaking and kind of, so really what I'm wanting to talk about in Texas is really just giving people, I shouldn't have really, I couldn't help it. Dude. It was just, oh man. Anyway,
oh man.
We're going to be trying to give people some free tips and tricks on what they can do. You can do some of this stuff on your own. Like Thibodeau, what you were saying, like you can do SEO on your own. You don't have to hire an agency. I want you to be making enough money to where you're like, screw that. I'm paying a dude to do, man. So kind of like working on your car. Like, I was a mechanic. I liked working on cars. Hated working on my own car. And so I kind of want it to be that same kind of thing where it's like, I got enough money now. I'm going to pay this guy who's a professional to do it, but you can do it on your own and start generating revenue and doing well to get yourself to a point where it makes sense for you to invest with a good agency. And so in Texas, that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about. How do you do that? Where do you start? What's working right now in 2024 and coming into 2025?
Awesome. Well, we're closing in on 10 p.m. here Eastern time. Had a good conversation back and forth here. If anybody else has any last second questions or something, we can do that for a second here. But other than that, I appreciate you coming on the live stream, man. Us being able to work together. I'm grateful for everything you've done to build my site out. I'm really happy with it. I don't know. It's just, I love the design, how it's structured, and it's constantly leading them to go in that funnel. Like you're saying, a website being a tool for them to get to the end result that we're wanting. And I'm for years of it being what it was. And I mean, technically I tried to manipulate the website through the DRS thing, and I bounced around, and it was just, it's not my department. And so, wow, really, really happy. So
good, man. I'm extremely glad to hear that, dude. I mean, that's why we do it. That's what, kind of fills our cup, dude, is for people to be satisfied with our work and get high quality service. And so I'm glad you're satisfied. Looking forward to what's to come. I know we got some stuff planned in the future to help you guys take over more cornfields. I'm never going to stop saying that.
I mean, it's true, dude. Any direction.
I know.
15 minutes. It's like, there it is. Soybeans and corn. It's.
I get made fun of for being from Kentucky, so I got to give it to my Indiana people.
Hey, Midwest, staying strong or something. Thibodeau, good video. Good to see you, Ronnie. Matt, I like how you said if you're just starting, then start with a Square account. How much should you be making before paying for SEO?
So we will not work with anyone unless they're doing somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 a month. I typically like to be on that higher end. Sometimes if I got a guy around 10K a month and he's not putting in the level of work he needs to be putting in, I'll tell him he's not a good fit. If I've got a guy doing 10K a month and he's hustling and he's, making good connections and building relationships and doing all the on the ground marketing, then we'll work with him. So you need to get yourself up to 10 to 15K a month in gross revenue. And then you can begin to, and by the way, if you're paying for cheap SEO, like when I say cheap, I mean less than $1,000 a month, you're going to get what you pay for because they're just not going to spend a lot of time. And I know, $1,000 a month seems like a lot, but when you're bringing in 70 to 90K a month, it's not that bad of a deal. And so anyway, that was a long way of me answering your question. So 10 to 15K a month, that's where you need to be before you start looking at investing.
Wally gone. Thank you. Great stuff, guys. My wife hopping in. I don't know if she's up here or not, but thanks, Ronnie, for building Daniel's site.
Sorry for interrupting the pre-call shenanigans.
Oh, man. Definitely great stuff. Let's go, Dylan. See you in November. Awesome.
See you then.
And a nice good night, guys. Ryan, clapping it up. Let's go. Awesome. Well, thank you again, guys, for probably most of you guys hopping over from Josh's live stream over here, chatting, looking at all this stuff. Appreciate the engagement and talking through this stuff, and more to come. So Thibodeau, give them a thumbs up. Appreciate you, sir.
Good. Follow Josh.
And
Daniel.
There you go. We'll hop off here, but thank you guys for your time joining us again, and we'll call it a stream. God bless, guys. See you.